you guys, I have been so enjoying my new hairstyle. Yes, I have been loving my new hairstyle. So normally what I do is I will take down my braids. You guys know I braid my own hair. So normally what I would do is I would take down my braids and then do a deep wash. And I wash my hair all the time, like every week, even when my hair is braided. But when I take my braids down, I do a deep wash, thorough cleansing, a deep conditioning. And then usually what I'll do is like the next day, I'll just braid my hair back up. So today I was like, baby. Not today. It was a few days ago. But I was like, baby, let's try something new. Let's do something new. And I'm one of those people too, you guys, where I like to play in my hair. Like I like to just play in my hair. This is the reason why I like braids so much, is because if you guys know anything about black hair, the last thing you want to do is always be in your hair, always manipulating it, always doing things, always want the new and the latest style, because that is a higher chance that you're going to get a lot of breakage. Your hair will start breaking off because you're manipulating it too much. You need to just leave it alone. And that's why black women have what we call protective styles, like braids, a lot of black women consider a protective style when they just like keep their hair up in a bun. That can be, I used to do that too. That's a good protective style because, again, you just leave it alone. You just put it up in a bun, and then at night you put your little silk scarf around your hair, and then you wake up, take the scarf off, you ready to roll. So any hairstyle that you can just leave your hair alone and not have your fingers in it manipulating it is really, really good for our hair, especially for, hair growth. So this is why I like braids, because when I don't have my braids in, you guys, I just have a tendency to just be, I want to play. I want to play. Ooh, I want to play. I'm like, it's like a garden to me. My hair is like my garden. I just be wanting to just, let's do this style. So I had to learn, leave it alone, Tracy. So I hope that this is a style that I can leave alone and just rock, and I can leave it alone. But we will see. If I find out that I keep putting my fingers in my hair, I will do and go back to my braids. But I'm gonna, go back to braids, anyway. But I'm just gonna see how long I can keep the braids out and also not manipulate my hair. Anyway, you guys, that was a long, non-related side note. In today's video, you guys, I want to talk about, you guys, come on. Oh, man, there must be a new UPS driver. He's making a U-turn, and it was kind of hard for him to make that turn. So anyway, I want to talk about what is emotional intelligence in today's video. So you guys know that every time I say it, I have to not laugh. But you guys know that I gotta put my glasses on, you guys. Hey. I got on my white tennis. So anyway, you know how nowadays these ladies are saying they want a man who is emotionally intelligent. So in addition to in addition to, these ladies want this man to be taller than 6 feet. It was 6 feet. Now they're saying they want like 6'2". They want him to have a six-pack, have 6 inches, make 6 figures, $100,000 or more. And now recently they have added on to that list, and they say they want this man to be emotionally intelligent. I have said many times on this video that men have the emotional intelligence of a third grader. A third grader. And quite frankly, I think it's a little less than that. So in today's video, I want to talk about, well, what is emotional intelligence? Because I have been seeing a lot of men on these silly podcasts talking about what they think emotional intelligence is. And what is so very interesting, but also kind of frustrating to me, it's like, it's not difficult, sir. Go to the dictionary. Instead of just looking this up and doing some research on what is emotional intelligence, these men just assume what they think a woman means when she says that she wants a man to be emotionally intelligent. And I have been hearing a lot of men. This is how you know that they're emotionally unintelligent. You know why? Because of how they even describe what is emotional intelligence. I have seen countless men out here on these podcasts. They so educated, but when they say a woman wants a man who's emotionally intelligent, they will describe emotional intelligence. They want a man who will cry in front of them. These men are so obtuse. They are just not smart, you guys. These are people with PhD in front of their name. These are people with doctor in front of their name. What are you talking about? How do you not know what emotional intelligence is? That's because, like I always tell you guys, why does it look like you guys have a film on you? 1 second. My little thing came down. My little curly Q. Oh, I like my curly Qs down. I like my curly Q. I like my curly Qs down. Okay, wait a minute. Still look like you guys on the film. Maybe that's just the sun, because you guys know I bring the light. I am the light. How do you have PhD behind your name, doctor in front of your name, and you don't know what emotional intelligence is? You don't want to just go to the good dictionary. Do some like basic research to find out what is emotional intelligence. You just gonna pull that right out your butt and say, oh, now these women want you to cry in front of them. Sir, that's not what emotional intelligence is. I'm sorry, doctor. That is not what emotional intelligence is. That's not what women mean when they say they want a man who is emotionally intelligent. They're not saying that they want a man to just sit up and cry in front of them all day. Oh my God, these men are comical, but at the same time, it's just like, this is just crazy. And then because they have the root definition and meaning of emotional intelligence wrong, they then go from that. She wants a man to cry in front of her. And then, ooh, the firefighters are here. She wants a man to cry in front of her. They will go from that and then say, these women are lying. The minute you cry in front of them, they are not turned on by you. They do not want to make whoopee with you once you show that level of vulnerability. But that's because they've gotten the whole definition and meaning of emotional intelligence wrong from the start. These men are full of it. But before I give my meaning and what I, from a woman's perspective, believe women are saying and what emotional intelligence is, and I'm not even a doctor, Be sure to thumbs up the video. And subscribe. And I say thank you to all of my new subscribers as well as my returning Ride or Die subscribers. Thank you. I thank you. I thank you and I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you and I thank you. Also, you guys will see below the video, there's a little tag that says thanks. So if you want to leave me what I call a little tip in my tip jar, you can hit the thanks button. And I say thank you to all of those who have already left me a thanks. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And I say thank you to all of those who will. Thank you, I thank you, I thank you, and I thank you. Let's get started, you guys. Emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? What is the meaning of emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence, you guys, out the gate, is someone who knows how to manage their emotions. Someone who knows how to manage and control their emotions. So when a woman is saying she wants a man who is emotionally intelligent, she means a man who's not throwing a temper tantrum like a third grader. A man who, when you reject him or tell him no, he don't flip out on you, punching walls, punching you because he didn't get his way. A man who can have a simple conversation and a dialogue and even a healthy debate with his woman without raising his voice, screaming and shouting, F you then, da-da-da-da-da-da, using profanity, going from 1 to 60 like that. That's what a woman means when she says she wants a man who's emotionally intelligent, sir. She's not saying she wants a man to sit up and cry in front of her all day. Oh my God, these men. Emotional intelligence, you guys, is a person who has the ability to show empathy, understanding, to be able to step outside of oneself, to be able to step outside of you and be able to understand another person's point of view without shouting and screaming and trying to talk over them. Ladies, you know these type of men. You can't even have a discussion with them. If they disagree with you, they just immediately start screaming and shouting and using profanity, and that B and you a B. And I told you guys, when I used to deal with men who used to raise their voice to me like that, you know what I used to do? I would just get quiet. I would just say nothing. I literally would just shut down. Boop. I was like a robot. You start yelling and screaming at the T-Bird, you definitely can't use profanity with me. I've always been like that, though. I've always been like that. You call me a B? That's the end of that relationship. I don't tolerate this nonsense. I never have. But when a man would yell and scream, he hasn't called me a B. He hasn't called me out of my name. But he just yelling and screaming and his volume is up to here. I would do just like this. Like a robot. I would just turn off. Do you hear me, Tracy? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Are you listening? Before I would turn off, I would intentionally, if my normal volume is at a 4 or 5, when a person, I do this to this day. It doesn't have to be my man. It can just be anybody. They start talking super, super high volume. I'll just talk in a really low volume. So if I normally talk like this, I will talk like this. Oh, okay. Because I learned in the past that when you reduce your volume, then it should trigger this person to reduce their volume. Like subconsciously, you're telling their subconscious, bring down your tone. So then you bring down your tone super, super low. And hopefully then they will bring down their tone to like maybe average. This is why I always tell women, don't argue with a man. Going back and forth. You think you gonna match his volume? And then y'all both yelling and screaming like this? Nobody hears anybody. It's a waste of time. You guys just wasted 2 hours yelling and screaming at each other. Nobody heard anybody. Nobody moved the dial on that subject at all. You just wasted 2 hours of your life. I don't allow people to raise their voice to me. Nobody. If I don't know you, like if you're not a friend or a family member, I just will walk away from you. Who are you talking to? Oh, you thought you was talking to me? Oh, okay. And I just walk away. I have been known in the past where somebody would be on the phone, family members yelling and screaming and arguing, fighting and fussing. Boop. I just end the phone call. Boop. And most of the time, block you. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with that. Emotional intelligence, men who don't know, means that you have the wherewithal to control yourself, to keep yourself cool, calm, and collected, even when you are in a position where you have to debate somebody, or maybe when you're in an argument, that you're not jumping up, screaming, hitting walls, throwing glasses in the wall. That's a child. That's why they say that you guys have, men, have the emotional intelligence of a third grader, because that's what a third grader would do. Emotionally intelligent people know to listen to that other person when they're talking. Don't try to talk over them. This is how men got the title of mansplaining, because men love to talk over a woman, because they just believe that they know more than this woman. They love to talk over a woman. That's because you're emotionally unintelligent. Emotionally intelligent people are patient, understanding, show empathy. They know how to listen. They are self-aware. They know how to control and manage their emotions. This is emotional intelligence. An emotionally intelligent person, you guys, they're self-aware. You guys, have you seen people out here, like, they are so unaware of like who they are. Like, they don't know their shortcomings. They don't know their flaws. They may know their pros. And so they're just like, oh yeah, like I'm all this. Oftentimes because they are unaware of who they are or know their shortcomings, they will then expect so much out of another person in a relationship, because they just have never taken the time to reflect back on themselves, to know who they are. They are just not self-aware. That's why these men do not have a high emotional intelligence. They're not self-aware. I remember, oh my God, years ago, this is still one of my favorite books, definitely top 10. And the name of the book is called It Don't Hurt to Ask, by Trey, what's Trey's last name? Maybe Trey Gowdy? Look it up. The title of the book is absolutely called It Don't Hurt to Ask. I love this book so much. This is a nonfiction book, because it basically tells Trey Gowdy's story but also he explains the importance of asking questions. You know how it's like a lot of people are so quick to they just want to talk. They just love to talk. I thought that was one of my guys. No, it's not him. Okay, no, it's not him. I finally saw the license plate. Anyway, they just love to just talk. You guys know these people, men or women. They could just be in a conversation and they talk so much. And if you guys have ever done any of the research like me, it's the person who is not speaking who has control over the conversation. Most people don't know that. They think that if they're the one doing all the talking, they're controlling the conversation, they're dominating the conversation. They're actually not. It's the person who sit back, who's silent, who's listening and asking the questions. That's the person who is controlling the dialogue, who is controlling the conversation. That's why you guys will see in good podcasts, in really good podcasts, for example, a podcast that I really enjoy is Diary of a CEO. He is really good at like listening. Ask a question and then he listens. See, because when you're asking the questions, you are steering the conversation. That means you are in control over that conversation because you're steering where and the direction in which that conversation is going to go. A lot of these men out here don't know how to sit down, be silent, and listen to their woman. Like I said in another video, this is why a lot of these men end up with wives asking for divorces. Because this man cannot see outside of himself. This man lacks empathy. He lacks understanding. He lacks self-awareness. He doesn't ask questions. He doesn't listen to that woman. So that's why they say, oh, the divorce came out of nowhere. No, it didn't. A lot of these men don't know how to sit down, be silent, and listen. Why? Because they have the emotional intelligence of a third grader. Yeah, a third grader. I can't tell you how many relationships I've been in. Not even relationships, just been around men who just love to just talk. I would say back in the day, this is clearly a man who just loves to hear himself talk. You guys know who I'm talking. You know people like this. They just love to hear themselves talk. You guys have seen, especially nowadays with all these men who have a mic in front of their mouths, talking this garbage on their podcast. They just talk. They're not listening to a darn thing. You guys have seen these men. They'll come out on their podcast yelling and screaming. Have you ladies ever noticed too that a lot of these male podcasters, the not so good ones, how they never invite women on their podcast who have a difference of opinion? If they have a woman on their podcast, she's a pick-me. She just sits there and agrees with everything they're saying, or laugh it off, everything that they're saying. This man could be completely out of line, disrespectful, but this woman on his podcast, a pick-me, just a big old pick-me. That's because these men lack emotional intelligence. A person who is emotionally intelligent enjoys hearing a difference of opinion. You know why? Because they know that that's the only way that they can grow, expand, elevate, level up, is to be around people who know more than them and have a difference of opinion. This is why it is always to a person's detriment when they only surround themselves with people who are lower than them and people what we used to call yes me's. Yes. They just agree with everything you say. This is very dangerous because it doesn't allow you to grow. I see a lot of these men on these podcasts. They refuse to have a woman or someone on their podcast who has a totally different opinion, just so they can have a good debate, a good banter between the two of them, so he can hear a woman's perspective and point of view since he's a man. No. Oftentimes what these men will do, only have people on their podcast who are other men who agree with them, or other women, pick-me's, who agree with them. They never have women on their shows like me who's like, okay, can I get you to listen to a different perspective? They never have women on their podcast like me who, when they start getting yelling, using profanity, who will just shut down and just refuse to talk to them because you are being disrespectful, sir. They never have women like that on the podcast. If they even have a woman, she's always a pick-me. And this is a side note to my pick-me's out here who go on these podcasts with these men. These men don't want you. You can be just as, oh yeah, and agreeing with him. Oh yeah. It's okay for you to slap a woman. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Oh, you only cheated on your woman 5 times. Oh, okay. You only got 1 side piece and not 10. Oh, okay. To my side pieces. Why is that so funny to me? To my side pieces. To my pick-me's out there, these men don't want you. All the laughing and kikiing and smiling in their faces and agreeing with every single thing they say. They don't respect you, pick-me. They don't respect you. This is why pick-me's are single, because they don't want pick-me's. And if you are married, your man is usually cheating on you because he doesn't like you. They don't like pick-me's. This is why they always trying to go out there and try to get with the woman like myself who don't want them. They don't like you, pick-me's. It's not enough agreement that you can do to impress them. They don't like pick-me's. They want a challenge. So to all of my men out there who you don't know what emotional intelligence is, look it up. Look it up. To all of my men out there, when you now are hearing these ladies say, in addition to 6 feet tall, 6 figures, a 6-pack and 6 inches, and now they're saying they want you to be emotional intelligent, this is what she means. A man who knows how to manage his emotions, not a crybaby. A man who knows how to control his emotions, his temper, his anger. He's cool, calm, and collected. A man who has empathy, who shows understanding to her. A man who can empathize with her. He can put himself in her shoes. He can see her point of view. A man who is patient. A man who's not so quick to talk. A man who knows how to listen. And I mean really listen. Because I see a lot of men out here. I've spoken to plenty of men like this and been in relationships with men like this where they're not actually talking while the woman is talking. But you can just tell by the way their eyes are moving. They're just waiting to talk, they're just thinking about what they're going to say next. They're not actually listening to what that woman is saying. They're not actually taking in what she's saying. They're just holding it in. Because I said, wait a minute, it's my turn. I allowed you to talk. Now I'm going to talk. You can just see they're not talking over me, but they're just trying to rush me along so that they can just say what they want to say. Not that. I mean, really and truly listening to that woman. That's what women say when they say they want someone who is emotionally intelligent, man. Empathy, understanding, patience, know how to listen, self-awareness. You know how to manage your emotions. You know how to have a conversation without raising your voice, using profanity. That's emotional intelligence. So, to all of my men out there, this is what the women now are wanting from you. I personally think you men can't do it. I'm sorry. Most men, like 90% of men, I don't think are even able to be emotionally intelligent. Why? Because I think that most men don't even care to be emotionally intelligent. They don't think that it's their duty. They don't feel like it's something they need to do. Even though the women are saying that this is what they want, they don't even think that it's something that they want to look into. What do women mean by that? So I personally don't think that like 90% of men are even capable of being emotionally intelligent for these ladies. Which is why I tell these ladies, you're going to be single. Just get comfortable being single. If you're going to hold out for all these things, just be comfortable being single. I personally, you guys know my stance. I think you ladies need to close your legs. I think you ladies need to just stop dealing with these men. Take a time out. Find emotionally intelligent people in friends, not your man. I think you ladies need to go on a celibacy tour. Decenter these men. I personally think that these ladies keep adding more and more things on their list of standards and things that they want out of a man. I think that like subconsciously, they don't know this, but I think subconsciously they are like putting all these things on this list because they know that nobody's going to meet these standards. Like they're just like, their subconscious is like, because we enjoy being single. And in order for me to be with a man, he needs to have all these things. But it's like, they'll list all these things, but they never say the next part, which I think is the real deal, which is because I want all of these things in a man, and because I know that a man will not be able to give me all these things, I just would rather be single. I just enjoy me. I enjoy just working on me. I enjoy working on my own emotional intelligence level. I just want to go on my own spiritual journey. I just want to concentrate on me. That's the piece that I think that they really think, but they're not saying. So instead, they just keep adding all these things onto this list for this man to provide. And I think subconsciously, these women know that these men cannot be emotionally intelligent. They know that these men cannot meet this bar. They know they can't. And so they're just like, I'm single because I haven't found a man to meet all these criteria. But I think deep down, they know that there's no men out there that are going to meet all those standards. Okay, you guys, if you haven't already, be sure to thumbs up the video. And share the video with someone if you feel like they could receive the message. And I will see you tomorrow. Today is Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.